Okie dokie. Twitch seems happy. YouTube seems happy. That makes it look like we can go to the terrifying person. It is Thursday night, and I am a screaming wyvern. I call myself wyvern because, like a dragon, I hoard role-playing games. I'm also usually unbalanced and occasionally toxic. And tonight, I took the day off because that was easier than trying to not take the day off, which is a weird thing to say. So I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. It was for a sleep specialist. And there was a possibility that I might need to go ahead and take the day off for obvious reasons. And this morning I was like, yeah, I feel fine. Everything seems to be good. I'm just going to go ahead and work today. And I went to our payroll program and couldn't find a way to cancel my day off. Logged onto the computer, couldn't find a way to cancel my day off. Went to their information page. Sure enough, the places I was looking were absolutely fine. And I'm like, okay, so I can go into the office, I can make calls, and I can go around to people to get them to have today not be a day off, or I can just go ahead and take the day off. So I did, because I had it. So why not? So naturally, why not is that I constantly feel guilty about every decision I make. So that's a slight downside. What are we doing tonight? Tonight, I recently picked up a 100 something solo RPGs, and since I had the time, weirdly enough, I spent that taking a look at what I had. So tonight, we're going to play a lovely little game by person, group, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say person. Uh, Ways Unseen, who thankfully is a Blue Sky regular, so that I can actually say hi to them. So let's go ahead and start off with the rules, which for some reason are on the wrong page. Because why not? Okay. So, uh, things are rough. So, moving to a village in the middle of a forest, kind of tempting right now. So this is Village Emporium. I will be playing the part of a village salesperson. I need a pencil, but I'm not going to use a pencil because I am technology. Copy of the game sheet, which I actually mess around in, as you can probably tell from just how crappily it's done. A free online editor so that I could add checks marks and stuff. And 2 6-sided dice, as always. The roll of 6-sided dice will be played by Fantasy Grounds. So, what are the basics here? That is not what I meant to click on. That is what I meant to click on. Okay. So, we have our shop here. There's 5 sections, obviously. The shop is where you track what you have for sale. These are general goods. Um, these are trade goods. And this is the stuff that I can just gather and sell. And these are the ones that I actually have to purchase from somebody. So over here, we have a group of customers who are looking for special or fancy things. Um, Here is a map showing the town. The town is right here in the middle. Um, I have some points here. These give me advantages in my sales, but I'm going to go ahead and lose out some points at the end um, if I use these. So go ahead and before you begin your first round, I should go ahead and unmaximize this because all I care about is the dice, and I don't want to hide any of the tables as I use them. Okay. So the first thing I do is I get 5 coins. And then I am going to get um 3 foraging items, one from each location. So we will start off with the plains, from which I get a supply of dock leaves. And I'll go ahead and note that the value of these is 1. From the forest, and that gives me a truffle. A overly common truffle. And finally, from the riverside, seaweed, which is just as common, but at least it has a value of 2 for a change of pace. Uh, seaweed value 2. Okay, let me go ahead and add some descriptors. Where did I get the extra seaweed from? Stop cheating, you monster. And there. So I can have as many of an item on a single shelf, but I can only have one item on a single shelf. Them's the rules. Okay, I get 3 more items. No, I get 2 more items. And the trader's A and B item. There we go. Okay. So trader A is going to give me a set of mage's robes. I nearly changed to the other screen because I got confused. One by mage's robes. Value of 4. And ooh, from Trader B, a elixir, an elixir, I guess. Elixir of strength with value of 5. Okay, so the victory condition here is to get after 30 turns, which will span 4 seasons. I am going to score 1 point for each every 3 locations that I visited. So I go here, here, here. That's a point. I go here, 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 here. That's 2 points, and so on and so forth. Um, if I get certain um, of these upgrades, then I can get extra points. For instance, uh, getting a bell on my counter will let me go ahead and re-roll my dice once, which is nifty. But also, it'll give me 2 points at the end. There's two things here: the pet mimic and the mahogany shelves, which just provide an advantage. Um, that's probably for the best. I can imagine what a pet mimic would do in my shop. So let's see. 1 completion point for each out of town customer I served. 1 for every 5 coins, what I have left over. And then, like I said, I've got those special tokens I can use, but I lose 1 point for each one that I use. So if I get under 15 points or equal to under, boo, 35 or over, then I am the best trader ever. So since that's not going to happen, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the first day of spring. I can perform one of 2 main actions. Technically, it's kind of sort of 3. If I forage, then I go to a location that I have not been before, but is adjacent to somewhere that I've been before, for example, the village. And I look for an item. So right now, I have these river spaces. Um, these river spaces, because it needs to be adjacent, or this plains here. Now, in the summer, if I'm foraging in the plains, then I get to roll twice. If it's autumn, then I can roll second die in the forests. And if it's winter, then I cannot forage in the river locations, which means it is absolutely imperative that since it's spring, I focus on the river locations um, because I cannot go there twice. Let's see here. Or I can go ahead and visit a trader. Um, which was these 2.5 people over here, and buy a thing for its cost, shockingly. Um, and if I can afford to, I can buy it. Or I can run the shop. So what's going to happen is I'm either going to get a local customer who is very likely to just want normal stuff, like the dock leaves or the truffle, or an out of town customer who is very likely to want a traded good. For example, if we look over here, Thorn here is willing to buy my mage's robe, but has no interest in my seaweed. And of course, I'm going to bet without even looking at it that the honeycomb and trout are pretty low likelihoods on the river scale. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. So that's a lot more possible. But yeah, over here we see the Cobb likes carrots or truffles. Um, so who comes in, who you deal with is random, which means that you could very well end up with someone who, like Vlad here, who wants a truffle, a snakeskin, or a pat's cloak. None of which I have. And the out of towners are no, I already went over that. All good. Okay. If you successfully served one customer, you can try to serve a second customer. Um, so little bit of reward there. And each day I can also purchase a single upgrade. Um, Seems way too soon to that. So let's go ahead. Um, Continuing my line of thought from before, I am going to go out and I am going to forage this river space. There is no specific benefit to foraging the river space in the spring. It's just the best time. If we pull up the tables and look at the river table, we get. Oh, that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. There is a pearl. And pearl value. What was the value there? 4. Okay. So that was day 1. That was day 1 action 1. So at any time, I can use an eagle eye point to locate an item instead. So if I wanted to, if I rolled for a trout, I could instead get a pearl. And also, there is special events which could make things even more interesting. So of course I'm going to use that for my next roll. Let's see here. Okay. It is day 2. This assistant here at the end, um, if I have 3 gold I can spare, I can hire an assistant for the rest of the season. Um, so probably not worth it until I get to the first day of summer. But the assistant lets me do a forage trade action and a run the shop action at the same time. So I have a dock leaves, a truffle, a seaweed, and a pearl. Let's take a look and see. Okay, so Cobb would buy my truffle. Sven would buy my dock leaves. Hilda would buy my truffle and my seaweed. Terrence would buy my dock leaf. Frigga does not want anything I have. Vlad will buy my truffle. Buttons will buy my seaweed. Hans will buy nothing I have. Petal will buy my seaweed. Michael will buy the hypothetical trout that I didn't actually have and just used as an example earlier. And Rumble wants my pearl. Um, I think I think that I would be better off if I hold off on selling for a moment and just go ahead and do some more foraging. So this time, I'm going to go to the Northern River section. And like I said, I have an event chart. So let's go ahead and grab 2 dice. Okay, I am going foraging. I rolled an 8, which, whether I was trading or foraging, I find a coin on the road. And I am not upset by that at all. Okay, so past that, the day passes as normal. A 3. That is another thing of seaweed. I can only sell one thing at a time. Um, so 1, 2, 3 people want seaweed. I think it would probably make more sense for me to go ahead and make my hypothetical trout a really real trout. What was the trout value? 3. Okie dokie. So that wraps up day 2, which means, mathematically speaking, and I could be wrong on this, feel free to go ahead and check my math. It's day 3. So today I'm going to go ahead and open up the shop, and I am going to see who comes to visit me. That's very poetic. Okay, double sixes is Rumble. Rumble is in the market for a pearl, a trout, and or a bracelet. So we've already discussed I have a pearl and a trout. So that is awesome for me. No bracelet, however. That's fine. Okay. So if you have at least one good the customer requires in stock, you may serve the customer, which I do. You can sell one of each required good to the customer if available in your shop, which is good. For any item you sell, decrease your listed stock and increase your coin. The cost of general goods is the foraging table. So, um, that value is just their sell value. Um, any traded goods, their value is how much I purchased it for, so I can sell it for an extra 2 coins. And I can do 2 of them. Okay, so he was in the market for 1 pearl. So I will happily sell that 1 pearl. And he was in the market for 1 trout. And I will happily sell that trout. So I currently have 13 coin. That is a very good number. Um so before I start my new day, I can take a look at these upgrades. Um a fancy sign would let me try a third customer. I'm definitely not ready for that. I'm not even sure I'm ready for. I should go ahead and try my second customer. What's the worst that can happen? Um, So 8, that would be Buttons. Buttons is looking for seaweed, an apple, and an ironmongery. Obviously, I don't have an ironmongery, which is a cheap item from the Trader A. But I at least can go ahead and get an additional 2 coins by selling my entire stock of seaweed. It's not the most exciting, but it's a sale. Okay, so anyway, um, this allows me to re-roll my dice oops, when I run my shop, which means, oh, I forgot this one. Lucky Charm, you may decrease the customer roll by 1. So if we look here, Rumble is looking for the most expensive things. Cobb is looking for the least expensive thing. So I would have the option of dropping down from Rumble to Mikhail, basically whoever I have the opportunity to actually sell something to. And then there's just go ahead and re-roll the dice completely. So it's the same thing here. Healing Balm. Too expensive. Mage's Robes. That's very expensive. And Dragon Scale. That comes from the second guy's supplies. Okay. Um, for 8, I can unlock Kristoff, which, we've discussed has a few extra items for the out of time customers. Window display, I can increase my roll by up to 2. Tapestries, I can get 1 extra coin per item sold, and then I can just go ahead and so a pet mimic for 11, that's 4 CP. I get a point for every 3, so or 3 coins. Oh no, it's 5 coins I have left, isn't it? Yeah, 1 CP for each 5. So basically the mimic gives me double the money that I could, or double the CP. So that is a good thing. And the mahogany shelves is going to be, well, it's going to be 5 copper instead of 2. I really don't need to complicate it that much. Okay. Um. So that was the 3rd day. Let's go ahead. I think it is time to pick up an item from a trader. So, leather gauntlets, tome of oddities, or an elixir of strength. That's all from A and B. Pearl is a foraged item. Bracelet is from Trader B. And a treasure map is from Trader A. More pearls. 4 meat comes from the forests, I think. Oh no, I'm not paying attention. Boar meat is from Trader. Honeycomb, healing balm, and other stuff. I don't necessarily see anything which strongly moves me one way or the other. So I think I'm going to go ahead and visit Trader A just to say I did. So while I'm out, um, I'm not foraging, so this does not apply. Um, so the trader is offering me, Trader A is offering me another pair of mage's robes. I can spend 4 and have 2 of them on hand, or I cannot do that. And I believe, although it's a bit of a waste of the day, not doing that sounds like the best plan. Got to tickle tackle that. Okay. I don't currently see anything very exciting to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start the new day. Just to check, I forged twice, I sold, I then tried to trade and failed. So yeah. This river location here, since it gives me access to the plane. And we are foraging. Um, 3. That would give me another thing of seaweed. Am I really enthused about seaweed, or do I want to downplay myself? I just wasted yesterday, so I think I'd rather use the eagle eye points to go ahead and get another pearl. 4, yes. Okay, because pearls are, they're pearly. Um, the last day of spring. So let's go ahead and do one more check on a river tile. Um, here we'll do. Let's see where that takes us. Big number, big number, big number, big number. That is a big number. We are happy with that. That is a trout to replace the one what I have sold before. 1 times trout, value 3. Double check. Trout, value 3. Perfect. Okay. So we have reached summer. I am going to go ahead and spend money to get an assistant. So that means that I can go out and forage, and he or she, they can run the shop, and profits will go up by a billion, zillion, quadrillion. So I'm going to go ahead and forage in this spot here. I may have marked that too soon. 8. Oh, so I found another coin in the road. So no complaints there. There's a little marker here that says that I get +1 good here. So, as this is going to be one of the last times I forage on the river, um, I'll go ahead and keep that roll. I sold the seaweed. I've been way too goofy. No surprises there. No, seaweed has a value of 2. Okay. But I also get another pearl. And I am absolutely not going to complain about that. Okay, so meanwhile, back at the ranch. We're going to go ahead and deal with a local customer. And our lucky customer is Hilda. Hilda is looking for a truffle, seaweed, or a wooden shield. I have no troubles. Truffle. I have many troubles. That has nothing to do with the game. So we go ahead and we let her purchase 1 seaweed, bringing our coinage total back to 15. I can go ahead and do a second sales attempt. If I rolled 3, 4, 4 would be fantastic. 8, 9, 10, or 12. So obviously 2d6 has a bit of a curve to it, but I've got a 50-50 chance of meeting one of the out of town customers' needs. I'm going to just to check. If I run the shop and I do an out of town um successfully serve them. Yeah, that's what I thought. Since I'm not going to waste a day, or succeeded, let's go ahead and see. Um, we rolled a 9. 9 was, well, 9 is on the list. So Amara from out of town has come all the way here just to buy a fish, and more power to her. I don't have a magic scroll. I don't have a ruby amulet, but I have successfully sold 1 fish, bringing me up to 18 coin. Okay. Um, Time to look at the upgrade list. I did have everything full up briefly there. So it might not be a terrible idea to consider the expanded storage. Now, I should probably check on this. The statement for expanded storage says that I may stock X additional items. Because there's 2 slots in extra storage, I'm assuming that that means that I can buy it twice, once for each extra cell. And that's how I'm going to play it. And if I hear different, then maybe I'll change. Maybe I won't. But yeah, let's go ahead and get that expanded storage. And I'll go ahead and say this one is not purchased. Because for my foraging act the next day, I'm going to go here. This is a plains. So because it's spring, I already get +1. And because it's got a doodly dink, I get +2. So many, many happy plainsing time go fights. Um, I don't watch enough anime to make that joke, so let's pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so first, another thing of dock leaves. We'll go ahead and let that lie because we have 2 more rolls to go. Second roll is another thing of dock leaves. Um, I was really hoping for something a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and do an eagle eye point and just go straight for the snake skin. The snake skin. And for my last roll, a 5. A 5 gets me a wild carrot, which means that I chose well to go ahead and use that eagle eye point. The statement will come back to bite me later when I am off by 3 points. Um, Wild carrot. Okay. Speaking of which, what are the haggle points? At any time, you can use a haggle point to increase the amount you charge in the shop by 1 coin per item. So So basically, I want to use that if I am selling 2 or 3 items to a single customer, because then I will get close to double the amount. Okay, so our fine assistant, Biddly Bop, is going to go ahead and serve one of our locals, and that is local number 7, Vlad. Vlad would like a truffle. Do I still have a truffle? No, I still have a truffle. Vlad would also like a snake skin, which I have. Um, so truffle and a snake skin. That would be a total of 3. I can use a haggle point and change that to 5, and I'm going to because I don't know the strategies yet. So maybe this is a good plan. Maybe it's a bad plan. I don't know. Do I want to try a second one? I have all these pearls. Which 3, 4, 8. And of course, here wants the elixir of strength. 2, 3, 4. Eight. 12 for the mage rope. So I'm looking at 5 out of 6 of them are successful. On the other hand, dock leaves, dock leaves, pearl. Yeah, my odds of getting something from one of the foreigners is a little bit better than if I try someone here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see if an out of town customer is successful for me. 7 again. That would be Balin. Balin wants a snakeskin, a treasure map, or a paraglider. We have none of these things. Balin goes away. Disappointed. Possibly angry, but there are no rules that I've seen for what to do when a customer burns your shop down. Okay. Um. Okay. You may perform 2 of these 3 actions per turn. I can send them out to forage while I trade, or I can trade and they run the shop, or I can forage and they run the shop. Um. So that's very cool. Okay. Day 3 of summer. I realized an afterthought that I kept calling it spring. We went through spring. We are in summer now. So we're going to go ahead and explore this lovely spot here. Um, Gaining us 2 planes foraging. I'm looking forward to yet more dock leaves. Hello, more dock leaves. And even more dock leaves. Um, Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use one of our last 2 eagle eyes to get another snake skin. Two. But that's what I remembered. But okay. This is going to end badly. Okay. Let's do Trader 2 this time. B. My apologies. Trader B is going to sell me 1 So somebody chose the wrong button on the PDF converter, and that particular trade good square is completely useless. Go me. But that's okay. 1 patched cloak, value of 3. And in case it's not blatantly obvious, I added these dots. The expectation was I was going to print this out. Uh, so yeah, that's not on them. That's totally on me. 1 patch cloak, value 3, and I actually need to pay for it. 60. Yes. Okay. So I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed with supplies from the plains. So let's go ahead and the foraging type person is going to go back to the river. Roll number one is going to get us a lovely piece of seaweed. No. And roll number two is going to give us a lovely piece of trout. Yes. You'd think that in the few seconds it took me to change screens, I would have gotten it. You would be wrong, because I am dumb and old. High five. Um, looking through the what I have available, nothing too exciting comes to mind. We're going to go ahead and go back to Trader A. And Trader A is offering me a treasure map. That sounds really awesome. So awesome that I'm going to put it into the password protected spot. So I have one treasure map, value 5. And that cost me, well, 5. I literally just said that. Okay. 11 coin remaining. So tomorrow, I'm going to be in a much better spot for doing some sales. Let's go ahead and start the day off with a visit to Trader A. Let's go ahead and start the day off by actually saying that the day has started. Trader A. Yes. Okay. Trader A, that is one healing balm with a value of 3. Which brings me down to 8 coin. Still more than I started off with, but starting to get tricky. So, back in the shop, let's go ahead and do our usual start with one of the locals. And then, if I succeed with them, I can go ahead and try and sell to the not locals. The roll is a 5. That is Terrence. Terrence, thank God, wants a dock leaf. So we will go ahead and earn one more coin from the selling of dock leaves. He also wants a patched cloak with a value of 3. So we will happily sell that to him. And I think I'll go ahead and use the hackle points to get 2 extra gold, because gold, not supposed to find a point on it, is good. So I have not cleared off any foraging. Let's go ahead and try an out of towner. And this time it is 7. 7 is Balin. Balin is not a terrible person to have come by. Balin would like a snakeskin, so that's 2 right there. Balin would like a treasure map, so that is 7 right there. Um, that should not have taken me that long. I should know my basic math. I don't have a paraglider for him, but that feels okay. Um, yeah, at present, I'm satisfied with this turn of events. So, what do I want to do? I think I think I'm going to go ahead and get the other storage because I'm doing kind of well right now. Um, and we will have the final day of the month. Season, whatever. Um, yeah, we might as well go ahead and go here because I'm going to focus on not on forests for the autumn season. Okay, so we get 3 rolls. They will all be dock leaves. That's a lot better than a dock leaf. Um, roll number 2. There's a dock leaf. And roll number 3 from the map is another wild carrot. Not a pearl. Not a pearl. So I just did Trader A. Let's go ahead and see what Trader B has to offer. Trader B has, you know, it sold almost instantly last time. That seems like a fine purchase. A fine, fine purchase. Yes, indeed. Okay. So that ends summer. My assistant leaves for the season. And then I spend 3 and immediately hire a replacement. um, well, this will be our first forest. I have 3 empty spaces. 1 plus 1 is 3. I'm good at numbers. Um, so we start off with an apple with a value of 2. Or up. That is followed up with a twaffle. with a value of 1. And we're going to open the shop. Start off with local. That brings us to Petal. Petal would like a seaweed. And that's the only thing that I can actually sell to her. But this has a value of 2, so that brings me back up to 15. So could be worse. I have all these. With all these pearls. Oh, I forgot to do the event when I went forage. I forgot a lot when I. Okay, well. We are going for a traveler. And we get 11. That would be Roland. Roland wants boar meat, an iron sword, or a magic scroll. We can do nothing for Roland. Ironically, if I had just stayed inside, that would have been Mikhail, who wants a trout and a healing balm. So, sucks to suck me. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're all fine. I'm fine. How are you? So I'm going to go ahead and forage. And this time, because I said that was something I wanted to do, I'm going to roll on the out and about events. That gives me a 10. If I was doing a trader, then this would be the best day ever, but I'm not. So, again, it sucks to suck. Okay, so I'm in a forest spot. I get an extra item. So roll number 1 gives me another apple for a total of 2 apples. And 1 more truffle. So back at the shop, here's our local customer. And it's Vlad again. Vlad would like to purchase 1 of our fine truffles, which will bring us up to 16 there. And he would also like to spend 5, bringing me up to 21, to purchase this here patched cloak of Cloakostitude. So that was good. And we'll go ahead and do 1 more round of the locals. 9 is Hans. Hans is looking to buy a nice, juicy apple with a value of 2. Hans would also like a snakeskin. Hans will be disappointed. And Hans would like a boar meat, which I also don't have. I know where he can get a boar mirror. Which day is it? I feel like yes, I did. I feel like I am cheating. I did cheat. That's why it feels that way. Okay. So starting the next day for really reals this time, I'm going to continue in the forest. And oh, the chosen terrain has been overforaged. Cross off the item with that number for your chosen terrain. It is now no longer available. I don't like the sounds of that. Okay. I really don't like the sounds of that. Do I have don't have the ability to edit in this one, but there are no honeycombs in the forest. That is that is upsetting. That practically invalidates my forest foraging, but at least I've got 1 through 5, so I can still get my hands on a bazillion truffles and apples. So I now have 2 apples again. And a third apple. Welcome to Applevania. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to a trader. We have 2 things from you, and we have 1 thing from you. So Trader B it is. When I go to visit Trader B, 8, I find another coin. It's my lucky day, despite the fact that there are no honeycombs left in the world. Oops. There we go. And Trader B is going to offer me 1 elixir of strength. I already have an elixir of strength. Um, you want one of those? And only you. So, yeah, if it weren't for that coin, this would be one of the worst days ever. But that's okay. Into each life, some rain must fall. This seems like a fantastic time for me to buy the bell. Um, yes, again, my math skills fail to awe and amaze. Okay, so it is the 5th day of autumn. I have all these truffles. I mean, I don't have that many truffles. Let's see. I'm actually mostly out of river supplies, which is funny. Um, I'm going to go ahead and grab that last spot in the river. Check. That gives us a 10. Business is slow at your chosen trader. I wasn't visiting a trader this time around, so business got slower. Um, and that would be another trout. I'm not overly upset by trout. So our sales clerk gets us Hans. Hans is again looking for an apple, of which we have many in stock for him. So that brings us back to 19. But he doesn't want anything else we have. But since we served one guy, we can serve another, and this would be Cobb. Cobb is looking for a wild carrot and a truffle, and we have both of those things. So one for the truffle. Yes. One for the carrot. And 2 for the haggle points. Best plan? I literally have no idea anymore. Okay, and that brings us to the last day of autumn. We will go ahead and forage this spot, what is here. That is a 5, so that's another apple. That is a 4, so that is another apple. Ironically, 4 apples. And I can't believe I'm saying, oh, thank goodness, a truffle, but, oh, thank goodness, a truffle. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and bring in a local customer. It's a 7. It's Vlad. Vlad would like a truffle. He would also like a snakeskin and a patched cloak, but I don't see him being too lucky on those other things. So, truffle it is, giving us a whopping 1 extra gold, but at least we can invite someone else over, and this time it is Hilda. Hilda would have liked the truffle we had. Hilda would like a seaweed, of which we have currently none. And she would also like a wooden shield, which she is equally out of luck for. So, thank you for visiting. Bye. Okay. So that brings us to winter. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the assistant again so that I can do 2 things per round, action, day, whatever. Let's go ahead and decide what we're doing before I start rolling. So we're going to go to this forest square here. And we are going to roll a 6. A 6 means that I have a hole in my pocket and have lost a coin. Why did I bring the coin with me? I don't know. But look, it's the honeycomb we don't have access to. Okay, well, that's life. Okay, 6. That brings us to Brega. Brega wishes to have one of our wild carrots, of which we have many. And Brega would also like an apple, of which we have many. And Briga would like to give me 2 extra coin, whether it's the best idea for me or not. So more because of the tapestries, I'm going to go ahead and spend. I'm sorry, more because of the completion points. I'm going to go ahead and buy the tapestries. But that also means that every time I sell an item, I get an extra coin. Not that that applies today because I am truffle hunting and then I am visiting the trader. So, what happens on my way to hunt for truffles? You become lost and cannot forage your chosen location type. Select an available location for one of the other 2 types of terrain. You become lost and cannot forage your chosen location. So, do I mark the map first? Once you have foraged a particular location, mark it with a tick. So, instead of going to the forest as I thought I was about to, which one did I go to? Because I couldn't have gotten here. It must have been that one. Okay, so instead I'm going to the plains. And in the plains, I am going to get myself a snakeskin, which is good because that was my plan all along. Value of 2. And that brings us there. Okay. I have Mage's Robe from Trader A, Elixir of Strength from Trader B, and a Healing Balm from Trader A. So let's see what Trader B wants to sell me today. They want to sell me a boar meat. I know that I have had people looking for boar meat in the past, and I would like very much to do that. Okay. Day number 3. The year comes to a close rapidly. Um, so let's go ahead and try and do this forest square again. Rolling a 4, which is a grumpy trader problem, and we aren't trading. So no problem there. Okay, so truffle and nothing. You get nothing. Okay. So let's go ahead and see who comes to visit from the local area. 5 and 1 is a 6. Brica wants a carrot apple. Oh, we had her last time. That is lovely. She can visit again because we still have carrots and apples for her. So we will have no more carrots, but we will have an apple left. And so that's 3, 4, 5 without wasting our last haggle points. Thank you, Tapestries. You are Scottish Lord. I am Mickey Mouse. I have a dog in the bed on his back. I think he's flirting. Yeah, he wants attention. But I'm not using the headset in wireless mode, so I can't give him attention. Not for another in-game day. Okay. I can now try for another out of towner because I have not used the die reroll. So 8. Milo is looking for a seaweed, which I don't have, a pearl, which I do have, and an ancient mirror, which, oh well. Still, 1 out of 3 ain't so bad, since with my tapestries, it's worth 5. And I can go ahead and put him on the list. Hi, Butler. You want to be on camera? He says very much no, but he chose too late. Say hi. That's my nose. I didn't say lick me. Say hi to the streaming audience. Be gone. Okay, I said hi. Can you put me down now? No. The world must appreciate you. Oh, sniff the microphone. And that's why we have the spit. Okay. So that was the end of that there day. 2 remaining. So let's go ahead and do a trader action. Trader A. And that's another set of mage's robes. I'm not going to bother with that. Okay. Local friends. That is a 4, which is Hilda, a truffle, and a wooden shield. A truffle, seaweed, and a wooden shield, but I remember. Okay, I still have the 1 truffle, so we'll go ahead and let her buy that for 2. Um, and didn't do a reroll, so I can reroll this one. That is 10. It is Willow. Willow wants a trout, so we right off the bat don't need to reroll. And that is 4, bringing us to 31. No bracelet, no elven sword. Okay. At the end of this day, I'm going to go ahead and spend the 11 to buy the pet mimic. And then, at the start of the next day, I'm going to go ahead and buy the mahogany shells. Are you done? You are a very important addition to this. But you should be looking at the camera, which is that way. That way. Look, over here. Over here. There you go. There. Everyone has seen your cute face. Um, I guess I'll go to Trader B for my last day. She's offering a bracelet. We will spend 4 to get that, and I'll put it over here where I can actually read it. Okay. Last chance for the locals. 4 again. I'm out of truffle. I'm out of all this stuff. So let's go ahead and re-roll that. And that was a very rude re-roll. Okay. So our last day was a big failure. But let's go ahead and tally up the final score. I visited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 locations. 17 locations. Yay! From my upgrades, I have earned. Oh, I forgot to mark that. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 from upgrades. I got 4 out of town customers. I don't have 5 coins. And I spent 10 of my haggle points. Okay. This is terrible, but I'm going to have to move you away from the camera for a moment. No! How dare, he says. How dare he dare. Okay. So, score 1 CP for every 3 locations visited. 17 divided by 3 is 5. Score the CP for shop upgrades, obviously. 1 CP for every out of town customer. So, 5, 9, 13. How did you do? Room for improvement. You are considered inferior to Terry's Mundane Potions. Terry's Mundane Potions sells dirty water in potion bottles. I am covered in shame. That was fantastic. I may be trying this again next week. But for now, that is a perfect end to the day off. And I will therefore say good night. And as always, look at the puppy. Look at the puppy. Look at him. Look at the puppy. Look at him. Isn't he cute? He's a puppy. Puppy, 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 puppy. Puppy, 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 puppy. Please let me go.